Despite the pain searing through Aiden's head, he finds himself meditating on the idea that just last night, just before all of this, he had climbed up onto this roof and tripped and fell while trying to climb down the iron link fence outside, smashing his head into the ground with significant force. And in that moment, something came to him like a reverse Isaac Newton. Perhaps instead of pushing things into walls, instead of grinding them with brute force, imagining his psionic force as a hand, perhaps instead he could use his ability to smash a small area, focus it like a hammer into someone's mind. Aiden is excited to get home and scoop up some of that yellow powder in order to try this out. We did take a lot of damage in basically everything we were wearing last night, falling from the roof, and we are still in severe pain. So Aiden is probably going to continue reading about wind running and trying to gain some levels in it while his nanites knit his skin back together. A little dehydrated, but like magic, his nanites inside of his blood managed to completely heal his wounds. We do need to get some water sometime soon, probably, but I don't think that it's going to be that big of a deal. We are going to want to head back soon, but I did notice at this craft store, this mechanic shop that we were in, it seemed to have some stuff in the basement. There is a full motorcycle down here, and it does not seem like, yeah, the wheel is all screwed up. The electronics unit is screwed up. It does have a working battery, but yeah, both wheels are screwed up. We can thank No Hope. We can thank the riots of the world for that. I was hoping we could find something related to fresh water in here, but does not seem to be the case. What is this? A hydraulic press. To be honest, don't know. There's also a power lathe here. Now that we have a power grid, you know, things like these are worth considering in the future for if we manage to get some sort of vehicle to be able to transport all of this stuff. That would be kind of amazing. Be able to actually have like power tools for Aiden's various craft projects. Since we're lacking Mindhammer now, and we honestly have almost completely filled up our bag with various things, the pain bringing our strength just a little bit lower so that we don't actually have the ability to carry everything we're actually carrying right now, I think we're going to attempt to head home. The city might be dangerous, but so is Aiden. I think we're not going to have too much trouble getting back there. On the way back, Aiden does stop to check in on the Edzodi, check in on his good friend Rubric, the friend that he is quickly making, to see if not only if Rubric has anything new to say, but also if he has anything new to sell. And as usual, as we walk into the Edzodi complex, a random gun goes off and makes us go deaf. I will say as a little bit of out-of-game talk here, someone did mention to me that the CBM for enhanced hearing will theoretically, let's actually go and look at it real quick. The CBM for advanced hearing says while this bionic is active, the user's hearers will be drastically improved, allowing them to hear 10 times better than the average person. Additionally, high-intensity sounds will be automatically dampened before they can damage the user's hearing. So that's actually a much bigger deal than I thought it was, and we're going to probably go ahead and get that installed as well, because that will help us deal with things that are like explosive, because we've been having a lot of like explosive noises blowing out our ears, and I would like that to no longer be the case. And Aiden is always interested in improving himself, becoming more than what he is right now. So we're going to go ahead and get that done. And like that, we now have sound dampeners. So sound dampeners is, we can turn off enhanced hearing, which we probably want to do a lot of times, because one of the issues of enhanced hearing is that if we're trying to sleep or anything like that, we're going to be able to hear things from a distance. I've also heard that elves have this problem where, because of their enhanced hearing, until they can get some earplugs, it becomes very difficult to sleep in the Cataclysm. However, we can turn sound dampeners on, and if we examine them, oh, it says when this bionic is active, you can block hearing completely. Hold on. I don't think I want that then. Is there a passive part of this? Let's look at enhanced hearing. When this bionic is active, your hearing will be drastically improved, allowing you to hear 10 times better than the average person. Okay, so the enhanced hearing is the part we want. This also means that because of the sound dampeners, that means that we actually don't need these earplugs anymore. In fact, I think because it's funny, we're going to... Oh, did you see that? From the southwest heat, we hear kaboom. And we actually see that Rubik just went slightly deaf because of it. And we didn't. Oh, it's already doing well. Because of the fact that we like Rubik and we see that he is consistently going deaf, we're actually going to sell him our earplugs. I like the idea that Aiden is just like, here. But because we're not that kind of friend, we're going to go ahead and ask for, 25 cents. We also see a new dialogue in here. You seem to have a bunch of blueprints. Can you tell me more about those? A real monger's eye you be. Them's the metal of many years of trials. Us have been clashing with the enemy for a long time, and over the turns us have been working for the vestments for the job. Keeps a walker walking longer, as I'm ken. This can keep some of the parts in and around, but you'd be tasked to make the vestment with the grease of your own brow. What makes your specific armor so great? This and that. It'd be a fine wonder, belladed with the goods of the hunt, you see, by which I say 'tis well suited to carry all ye can wrest from the cold arms of the deadlands, without troubling your gates, nor making it easy for the cold clutch of the scrabbling arm. It and is as tough as a target's nut. Don't know what that means. What do I have to do make it myself? 'Tis as simple as comes to a wobble. Our vestment be oft from the fine clothes and hides of the land, and our gibber tears the stuff of life apart here and there when us in travel. For as some can be saved if care be taken, there be no case to store nigh enough of this. That and our manuk makers run as hot as sunstone. No spit and taste for that. So basically they have crazy hot forges. Oh, don't we have anesthetic for him? Did we drop that somewhere? We must have dropped it somewhere. As we're talking to Ruben more, I actually just learned that he has a new job for me. Well, and surely, Fruitgum, I ken it well. 'Tis a store cabinet, perhaps the lights you've seen. This and be older than most, clad of iron and concrete stone. Abreast the seal high atop, there be a steely jut, piercing the heavens. In times ordinary, the great grey call out and screed the jut, ken it, and send aloft an escort to Razurer. Oft times the jut is wibbled on the wobble, and it be coals and coke. Old Rubik can give you in a dandy to pop her back aloft, and that's a fit and fiddle. Aiden takes a moment to process everything he just heard, and then says, okay, I think I got most of that. A metal and concrete building with some sort of metal pole on top that you want me to fix? Just so. 'Tis like Yarkin fits for me beloved Yari. The ken it so fine. What say you? Any clues on how to find it? And that's be for your assert, Adam Ken. If old Rubik could find her, us been sent out the stompers. And for a lark and a lark, though, couldst ask another of your same world, merchants or travelers such? It'd be a fine slip to a local guide. Okay, I'll find it. We need to find the lost Idzodi warehouse and reboot its locator antenna. I assume it's not going to tell me where that is, unless it just does. It does not seem to tell me where that is. Really need to turn on safe mode when walking around the Idzodi camp, as I once again punched an Idzodi robot by accident. Really need to be careful about that. Now knowing that there's a chance that people have new things for us, I think Aiden is going to head over to the Hubbo 1 before heading home as well, just to make sure that we're not missing out on any new possible jobs. As we're passing by the antenna station, we do see that this alien menace is still a problem over here. It doesn't seem to be growing any worse, though. Perhaps after we learn Mindhammer, we could maybe do something about that. It's hard to hear. Or it's hard to say, though. Definitely not hard to hear. Especially with Aiden's new abilities. We're already looking at quite a few cybernetics that Aiden has. He is definitely more than he was when he first woke up in the Cataclysm. Let's see if these people have anything new to say. It does seem like the Hubbo 1 is saying that it's only less than a day now for them to get new inventory. I did want to check, though, our mantle. It's still prototype, yes. So They are selling ballistic mantles now. We could potentially buy one of these. Let's see how much money we have. The Hub 01 coin is 50. I could sell him denarii if I was desperate. I wouldn't label ourselves as desperate yet, and he does seem to want to buy guns for a fairly significant price. So we could just come back and, sell some guns to him in order to get the ballistic mantle, which would be an upgrade to our prototype mantle, if I'm remembering correctly. With that, Aiden heads home, relatively satisfied with our journey. It wasn't perfect. We probably could have gotten more, but we have some stuff to mess with now. We have some seeds. We have some cattle fodder, which I would very much like to test out on one of these beasts of burden that we have here. I think we're going to actually do that before anything else. We do still need... There's one right there. Okay. I'll quick save real quick before approaching this thing. Both myself and Aiden are very worried that we're going to walk up to this thing and it's going to immediately misunderstand us as having negative intentions. Aptosaurus does not want that kind of food. So cattle fodder is not the right answer. Despite the fact that it actually says, yeah, Dark Days Ahead Dinomod. So Dinomod is in fact modifying cattle fodder, but we need to figure out what kind of food they do want then. If anyone knows, feel free to get in the comments to let me know about what kind of food people think that the dinosaurs want. I kind of looked through the crafting menu quite a bit, and I think Aiden just doesn't necessarily know what it is that he needs to be feeding these things. But one thing we can do is that we can start planting a lot of seeds here. We can plant almost all of our seeds. I do worry that it might be too late in summer. We have 60 days of summer left before autumn. There's a chance that a lot of this doesn't grow in time. And I don't really, outside of fertilizer, I don't really know what else we need to necessarily do here in order to make this farm successful. I'll plant raspberries last because berries in general are just not that high quality of food for us. It says it properly tended to. Yeah, it just says that we need fertilizer. That I think that we are going to make an attempt at Mindhammer, although we're really close to being weary, so we actually might want to do that in the morning. It is a lot easier to learn psionic abilities whenever you are focused, right? So we're probably going to, instead of that, we're probably going to take time to learn some more about wind running tonight until we have to go to bed, and then we're going to learn Mindhammer first thing in the morning. Then we work on our fence and our farming just a little bit more, and figure out what else we need in order to get more done on this list here. We don't know what to do with the materials. We did in fact get seeds, and we can now say 5B fertilizer, question mark. We are actively learning new psionics, so that's very good. We did not manage to get any power grid upgrades while we were in town though, because we were very excited to come back for Mindhammer. So that'll have to be our next trip. And because of the lack of power grid upgrades, we won't be able to upgrade our boat. And we did find that we managed to get some planks around our house, so we could probably work on the fence a little bit, but I doubt we're going to finish it. A lot of these things I'm realizing that we need some sort of land vehicle. So perhaps we need to repair a car for whenever we're traveling across the land instead of anywhere near the lake. The boat is very good at getting around this lake area, but we might need a car whenever it comes to like crossing the rest of this area. As Aiden wakes up, he immediately takes to the yellow dust and starts to concentrate on the idea of Mindhammer, his reverse Newtonian attack. And all of the pieces come together. We have learned Mindhammer. We have also got an achievement saying that we've learned 10 spells, which is funny, but okay, so let's look at Mindhammer. We smash a single target or small area with a fist of telekinetic force. Let's see, even at the first level, it does 20 to 61 damage. Holy crap. That is a big deal. I think we are going to waste one more amount of yellow dust in order to train it just a little bit higher. Now we're at, oh wow, that really didn't give us that much experience. Oh, it's because we're low on focus. That's what it is. We currently have Foreshadowing on F, which is also our fire button, making it very easy to remember these things. I think that we need to find a new, very easily reachable button for Mind Hammer, because I'm hoping that this will be our go-to. Eventually, I'm going to replace that as my main attack, so we're hoping that we can do that probably one day soon. So I think that Aiden's going to do is we're going to step outside. We're going to see what the range on this spell is. It seems like it's, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles away. And we're going to Mind Hammer a tree repeatedly. It looks like we need to work on our focus a little bit. So we're going to play some music. And we'll come back in and read a book real quick. One that is entertaining. Apparently, we like popular mechanics. So we're going to read that for just a moment. Make sure that we're, fully stocked up on water and food. Make sure we're not thirsty. Really kind of get in the mood of making sure that, we need like a deck of cards or something like that. Something that we can really use to improve our mood quickly when we need to. There's a little bit better of focus. I don't want to use the Mind Hammer near the dinosaurs because Cataclysm seems to be trying to autofocus on them. Yeah, we're still only getting 39 per use. We really do need like a deck of cards. Oh, you know what we do have? We don't need a deck of cards. Hold on. I keep forgetting that Aiden is a gamer. I don't know how I'm forgetting that. That seems like a very obvious thing for me to have remembered, all things considered. So we're going to go ahead and grab the handheld game system. And we're going to play like some Pokemon or something like that. And kind of relax out in the sun for just a moment as Aiden just plays a game in order to kind of settle his mind and refocus while listening to some music. He's going to take his game system out here and use Mind Hammer again. This time getting 88 experience. So we get almost the same amount of experience as whatever our focus is at the time. So we're going to go ahead and play for a little bit longer, see if we can get above 100. There we go. So now whenever we use a Mind Hammer, we get 100 experience. So Aiden is going to take a moment here and kind of just focus on using Mind Hammer. Oh, wow. It takes our stamina really fast to use this. In fact, we might actually want to cast Wind Running on ourselves. Kind of getting a double duty on stamina here. And we're going to practice this against a tree for just a little while in order to try and get Mind Hammer up a few levels so that it is a little bit more useful. As we were practicing, we actually lost control of our powers and the air around us seems to press down on us. We now have oppressive weight. Everything is just harder, and we realize that we've gained nether attunement. Fortunately, that's an easy thing to deal with, as we can go ahead over to our silencing, and we can just kind of spend a moment meditating. Aiden actually spent an entire day practicing Mind Hammer. We did manage to get it up to level 2, making our failure chance much, much lower, but not really affecting the stamina or anything like that. We actually spent so much time practicing Mind Hammer that we actually killed our handheld game system here. We'll go ahead and plug that in so that it charges on its own. Just wait for about a minute, make sure it is charging. It is charging on its own, so we don't have to worry about like putting some sort of fancy battery in that. Wow, we basically spent the entire day doing that. We're going to see about maybe finishing up a little bit of the fence outside before we actually go to bed. It has been a very fruitful series of days. On an out game note, I do hope people are enjoying the idea of just kind of like a time of sort of self-improvement for Aiden. I know some people have been asking for this, but it's not everyone, so there's a chance that not everyone was the biggest fan of this. So I do want to hear people's thoughts on like what people would be interested in seeing from this point on. I do have ideas myself, obviously, and there are things that I'm going to be more acclimated towards, and I do have more of Aiden's story that I'm interested in telling. But at the same time, if there are parts of his life about his experience that you'd like to see, right now is a perfect time to get into the comments and let me know. I am very receptive to new ideas right now. We do actually manage to get some of this fence built. I feel like it's maybe not going to, kind of looking at its final design here, maybe not going to be large enough for what we want. So we're probably going to extend this backwards a little bit as well. Someone did let me know that we can make planks a lot faster with logs if we had a saw of some sort. Probably hacksaw is not good enough. We'll pick up the wood axe and see about that. Cut a log into planks. We do not have the necessary items at hand. Maybe that's not what we need. Do we have a saw back in the house? Because someone told me that we could, in fact, simply saw the planks instead of using a crafting recipe. And I think we have picked up a saw at some point. A proper saw, not like a hacksaw. Hacksaws are for metal. We could use the reciprocating saw, perhaps. Go ahead and refill its battery. I'm sure we have a battery around here somewhere. Yep. We also need to get a battery box going. Battery chargers are pretty easily found in most houses. So we just have to pick one up next time we're in town. The reciprocating saw appears to... Oh, here we go. Despite the fact that I tried to cut logs into planks and it just still says that we don't have that item. Can we pick one up? Okay. We're going to wield one for a moment, which is probably causing Aiden a significant amount of issues. Oh, we have to hold a... Why? Why do we have to hold the log in order to saw it into planks? Well, we did manage to make some planks. It did only seem to take about 7 minutes, so that is more efficient for sure than the crafting recipe was. We'll go ahead and haul these planks over towards our construction site here. Go ahead and drop our nails here as well. Make sure that we have the things that we need nearby. Well, we've made significant progress on this. Based on how big these dinos are, kind of like a 2x2 here, Eden thinks that we're probably going to have to go back a fairly long distance because we probably want 2 or 3 dinos in here at once. We still don't know how to tame them, and maybe we're even going to need a larger entrance here in order to get them inside. But now that we know we can use these saws to make planks, we don't have to worry about heading back to the mainland just to port planks over, which is kind of, it would have been very unfortunate because we have so much wood here on this island and we have so much wood on the nearby forest that it would have been a huge waste of time to get everything over. In fact, actually, I think looking at this, we probably have enough planks in order to finish this job now. So I think there's going to be a little bit of a building montage here as we see about maybe finishing this fence. We have run into a new issue where we can't get rid of this goddamn grass. How do we cut grass down? Can we activate this to cut it down? No. Is there anything we can use to cut the grass down? I thought that a shovel could do that, but maybe I am simply wrong. Okay, I have a new idea. Perhaps if we upturn the earth here. I didn't think that this was going to be a problem. Can we put a fence post there? No. Maybe if we fill the pit now? Oh, wow. Okay, so we have to upturn the earth in order to get rid of it, and then stamp it down afterwards. Well, that's an entire process. Another day, more work. Aiden thinks back to his life before all of this and takes some time to realize that this reminds him a lot of some of the old games he used to play, like Stardew Valley, where you spend a lot of time sort of, you know, working on small tasks like building fences and farming. And in between them, you go out, you know, hunting dungeons and such. It does seem like one of these dinosaurs has done us a favor. Oh, it left. Never mind. For a moment, we had thought that one of the dinosaurs has done us a favor and kind of moved into this place. I will say that we have a lot of focus now, so this is a good time now that we're at high focus in order to work on our mind hammer a little bit. Aiden practiced for another hour, stretched his mind. Now we have another entombment again, so we don't want to do too much of that. We don't want to do too much damage to ourselves by using another attunement too far. An hour a day will probably get us several levels in Mindhammer, get us very proficient in Mindhammer very quickly, though. especially since we're doing all these other tasks at the same time. We're going to head back to the aircraft carrier now and try and actually grab as much as possible. We're going to basically fill up the entire boat until it can't float anymore with guns and ammo, specifically from the guns and ammo section, and see about selling all of that to the Edzodi and the Hubba 1, the Edzodi first, to try and get these CBMs that we just got installed. Okay, we are finished grabbing stuff from the place here. It does look like for some reason my concern did actually come true. We had dumped a whole bunch of stuff into the water instead of into the vehicle, but despite that, it doesn't seem to have broken any of that stuff. It does explain why we just had a lot less than I thought we had whenever we came back. Vehicle still floats though, and we now have a entire car entire boat just absolutely full of loot. So we're going to go ahead and head back now and see about selling all of this to both the Edzodi and to the Hubba 1. Yeah, even heading back, we did sell a few of the more expensive guns, which immediately let us install the more valuable CBMs like the integrated multi-tool. And I don't remember if we have the leftover enough in order to install the net CBM. Although we are starting to get to the point where we actually slept afterwards. That was kind of nice. We slept after the CBM surgery, and I think Aiden kind of needed that. But we're starting to get to the point where we actually have so many CBMs. It's actually really... we have a lot of abilities here. It looks like the integrated multi-tool is also automatic, so we don't even have to worry about using it. That's really nice. Okay. Let's grab some more guns and such and get our last multi-tool installed. And then everything else we will sell to the Hubba 1, at least for now, because we want those pieces of kinetic armor. Now that we also actually properly brought stuff with us this time instead of just dropping into the goddamn water, we do also have an anesthesia kit now. So we can talk to Rubik and say that we brought the anesthesia for you. It does look like the anesthesia was in order for a operation that we've actually already done. Wait, what? Apparently these 4x46 high explosive dual purpose grenades can penetrate 2 inches of steel armor. What's going on here? Are these for a grenade launcher? So we can sell these for $30 a piece, netting us a grand total of 2,000. Okay, we're gonna sell like one to him in order to be able to finish our CBM surgeries. And then I guess we're gonna sell the rest of those to the Hubba 1 because holy crap, that is a lot of money. We now have 10 bionics installed by most mechanical and dirty hand. I shall have revenges on you both. The things I will do, what they are, yet I know not, but they will be terrors upon the earth. A quote from the Clockwork Man, if I do believe so myself. Yeah, we're gonna head back to the Hubba 1. I did just notice in our inventory that we do actually have a integrated field here. So we have the integrated multi-tool that gives us cutting, prying, nail prying, metal sawing, fine metal sawing, wood sawing, screwdriving, fine screwdriving, bolt turning, and fine bolt turning. Oh, that is really nice. It does give us reduced butchering quality though, so we could use it to butcher, but not well. We also have the ability to use our integrated welder that has 2 levels of welding quality, although we may need more battery charges in order to make that useful at all, because I can imagine that our current CBM battery level is probably not good enough to make that a useful amount of welding, but we might be able to do small repairs for that. We probably can't work on like our boat, for example. See, they care about the bomb. Nope. 2,000 monies. Holy crap. Okay. What do these books teach us? Web design, first aid, and computer. So those are computers books. How much could we buy in hub coins? A lot. A lot. We actually could sell most of these grenades for the sake of hub coins, which would be a lot lighter as well. Yeah. We still have 32 grenades left. That's wild. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and buy the kinetic helmet and the ballistic skirt as well. And we will trade him an appropriate amount of hub coins for that. And we will buy, doing some almost like Caves of Qud level money organization here. We'll buy the hub coins back. So now we actually have an absolute crap ton of hub coins. You know, there's this small part of me that wonders if the Forge of Wonders will buy these grenades off of us as well, because if we can sell them to the Forge of Wonders, then we could probably buy a magic item or two. Hell, or 3 off of the Forge. We knew that the aircraft carrier was a huge source of income, but we didn't know that those grenades alone for the grenade launcher were going to be so incredible for us, to the point where I kind of don't want to use the grenade launcher anymore. I'd rather just sell it and get utility CBMs and armor. We need to also forgot to take our old armor off and equip our new armor, but it'll be fine. One thing I realized is that we barely even sold most of the stuff that we have, and we have actually burned them out of the amount of inventory that they have. That's actually kind of wild to me. So it is very easy for us to possibly go to the Forge of Wonders or the Azodi in the future, and honestly just sell a lot more stuff. We'll go ahead and try and wear the ballistic skirt and the kinetic helmet. Looks like we can insert the ballistic helmet into the recon headgear. Does it give me a total amount of protection value now? No, I think we're going to have to check ourselves to do that. It's hard to say. It looks like... What did the, I didn't actually look at the stats. What did this say? So the kinetic helmet said that we're going to get 35, 19, etc., etc. And it says that it's designed to clip to some sort of attachment point. Can we activate it by chance? I feel like we're using that wrong, because if we go to our head, we're definitely not getting those protection values. We're definitely not getting those protection values. So there's something going wrong there. As far as the skirt as well, should go into the modular defense system, if I remember correctly. So we'll go ahead and activate the modular defense system and put the skirt in. So now that that's inside, we do have coverage for... And the modular defense system also doesn't show our defenses very well. Well, our legs are defended now. Oh, that's the kinetic greaves, though. To be honest, I'm not sure if that's working. If someone knows how that works, please let me know, because I am a little worried that it's not actually working. We might be able to repair a lot of our stuff real quick, though. It does look like we actually can use our integrated welder in order to repair a lot of our armor, and we actually have a very good chance of repairing it as well. That's kind of amazing. Hell, we can even repair our army helmet. We're just missing the stuff to do it. The environmental suit would require chunks of high steel. The kinetic greaves would need plastic chunks, which we can just make plastic chunks by breaking down a lot of the stuff that's around here. Yeah, like for example, there's some plastic chunks right here. We should actually probably move everything from this, because I broke down a microwave earlier. We should move everything from that over to our pile. That also gives our armor its full protection value as well. I will say we're probably blowing a lot of calories doing this right now, but we're probably very full in calories, so we don't really mind too much. Having the cable charger system would be really useful for the integrated welder, but it looks like we need jumper cables in order to get it working. I was looking at this just a moment ago, because it would allow us to plug into the actual power grid and not be using calories to use our integrated welder. What do we need for this? We need high steel. We could probably talk to that junkyard to get some high steel. While I was checking around the place, I did notice that if we look into our fridge, the chunks of meat now have 17 hours, but it's only going to take 9 hours for our charcoal to finish, which means that it actually was a good thing. We basically made it so that our meat lasts just long enough to cook charcoal. So we're going to go ahead and sleep until the morning, finish a few more tasks, and today has just been a day of getting things done. It's been very fruitful. Even if we haven't been in necessarily a lot of combats. We have been trying to get some combat into every single episode, but you know, Aiden sometimes just needs a few days off. I mean, we're halfway through summer, so it is a good time to get things ready for our oncoming autumn and winter. I think we have just a little bit more time before the charcoal is done. 2 hours. Okay. So that's going to be 1:30 game time. Can we work on the fence at all? What do we need? More planks. I was thinking about a place that we could get planks easily. And there are a couple places still around here that we could just deconstruct for planks, which is pretty much the fastest way of getting planks still, even with our new method here. There are some fish traps and fish bait here. I wonder if we can actually like properly use those. Yeah. And we can reload the fish trap with a fish bait. And there's no luck catching fish there. Can we put it here? Well, where are you supposed to put it if you don't have any luck catching fish anywhere? Maybe we have to put it out farther into the water, maybe. We'll not worry about that right now then. Charcoal kiln is almost done now, so we're going to go ahead and grab all of our meats and bring it over, and then we'll just kind of wait near the kiln. Okay, well, we can't carry that much. Like, not even fucking close to being able to carry that much. So we will do this a different way. Pull it out, and then haul it over. Kind of funny that you can haul when you can't carry. I understand the difference, though. Man, it is literally taking hours to haul this over here. How much charcoal is that? 4,000 for your load of charcoal. Just do it all. Let's insert some food. And we'll insert just like all of the chunks of meat right here. And we will... Wow, we don't have enough? Seriously. Man, keeping this... And trying to figure out how much food you need to do at any given time for certain amounts of charcoal. I feel like I really need to start getting good at the math here. At this point, we have just a little bit more time before that is ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and make some more logs over here. See if we can finish this fence. I'd love to be able to finish the fence and get food going this episode, because that means that we would have some... It means that we would have had some serious work finished, and we'll have a literal visual thing for our progress, which I can only imagine that Aiden sees all of this as, you know, he is getting ready to survive in the Cataclysm in the long term. This is not just a small survival incident anymore. This is a home now for him. This is a place where we can actually be safe and secure and make sure that we actually have what we need in order to going forward. Plus, we always wanted pet dinosaurs. Making this fence here and getting some pet dinosaurs in it kinda sounds amazing to us. To my great surprise, we actually ran out of nails to continue making the fence. So we are actually forced to stop for the time being, which is not what I expected to happen, to be honest. I figured that out of everything we would run out of wood and not nails, but I mean, it is what it is. We'll have to go back into town or something at some point in order to get some more nails. I mean, they're relatively easy to come by. Be nice if we could get like a pack of 1,000 of them or something like that, though. Until we have to go to bed, we are going to cook up a lot of our fat into tallow so that we just have a absolutely incredible amount of calories ready for us in the future. It will mean that, I mean, obviously going to be very hungry, very thirsty, very tired here, but at the same time, it's not the biggest deal. Since I noticed that Aiden has a tendency to want to sit on the couch here to work on projects, we're actually going to move our workbench over to the couch there, which looks a little sillier. It's not as clean, but it does mean that we will craft things a little bit faster. If anyone ever says that we haven't made progress today, I'm just going to show them this. We have an incredible amount of cracklings, an incredible amount of smoked meat, tallow, and a whole bunch of candy and dehydrated meat as well. And if we head over here, I think that's our smoking racks are also done. So we have another 27 smoked meat there, and another 50 smoked meat here. Top the fact that we managed to remember to reload our charcoal kiln this time. How long does the smoked meat last? 3 weeks. We will likely... Yeah, I think we'll likely bring this back in for now. And then once we get some more charcoal, we'll probably turn all of this into dehydrated meat and make sure that it just kind of lasts forever, to be honest. Actually, let's look at the cold. Yeah, whenever it's cold, it's still only 3 weeks. So we'll get a whole bunch of wood going and we will finish that off. We can't finish the fence, although we got really close. Look at that. That is absolutely amazing progress on the fence. For once, I think we're going to completely fill a charcoal smoker and see just like how much we can smoke at once and just how much charcoal we can make at once. Because I'm kind of tired of this whole... Okay, that one's actually full. Very nice. Good, good, good. So now if we light it, it's probably just going to make an absolute crap ton. And we can use the rest of these to make planks. The rest of these logs to make planks. Which honestly, we actually still have a decent amount of planks as well. There's no reason to continue that project for now though, because we don't have the nails to finish it. And I don't think we can actually make nails as it were right now. We do have a large rock over here, right? Yeah, so that's a anvil quality of 1. So we're going to go ahead and pick that up, and we'll bring that inside so we can use that to anvil things in the future. Kind of just drop that right there. I'm realizing we need a space for medicine. Our medicine isn't getting sorted, so I need to figure out where medicine is on this list. Maybe probably drugs, and then sort that out now. There we go. As Aiden was out practicing Mindhammer again, chunking and chunking and chunking into this tree, our use of our powers have led to, in fact, a new insight twice in 1 week. That's incredible. We can now lift ourselves with just a little, slowing anytime we take a fall and making swimming much easier. I'm curious what that one is. So we could discern weakness, but we also now have slow fall, contemplating our powers and improving our ability to reduce the pull of gravity on ourselves. Considering it only takes a single crystalline dust to learn, we will probably learn that as well. At least here soon. How low are we on dust? We only have 3 left. We're going to have to find a new source of it sometime very soon, as Aiden has taken a huge liking to some of the more recent powers we've learned. But now is not the time to do it, because we are very, very tired and we're weary, and we have gotten a lot done today. We cannot do ammo conversion or ammo books, just checking our list here. We almost have the dino pen done, although we don't know what kind of fodder we need in order to tame them. Again, that is something that if you have watched this episode, please get in the comments if you know the answer to that one. We do actually have the fence pretty much complete. However, we need nails for the fence now. We have not upgraded our power grid yet, but we have installed new CBMs in order to potentially help with that in the future. We know how to farm, but we know how to farm now, but we don't actually have any fertilizer. So perhaps we go ahead and add a 5C here and say that we kill locusts for chitin. We are working on mastering our psionics and wind running, so we don't really need to remind ourselves of that. And despite the fact that we haven't knocked too many things off of the list, we have gotten a lot done. And we have again, just a pretty incredible amount of calories of food in here. We do have a lot of raw fat in here still. It takes a lot of time to cut the fat into tallow or cracklins, so I'm not sure if that is worth our time. We did make sure to get some more charcoal running over here, and we will probably take some of our food and turn it into smoked meat. So at this point, I will say that we are probably ready, at least food-wise, for winter. We probably either need a CBM to help with our cold and such, or we need to get some warmer clothing. Although I will say that we've been struggling with being too warm for the sake of winter, you know, using our environmental suit here. So it's very likely that honestly the environmental suit is just going to be perfectly fine for the sake of summer and winter, or sorry, for the sake of winter, because we were struggling with the warmth of it anyways. So perhaps we can just wear the environmental suit throughout winter and be fine. We'll honestly have to find out. I have never actually made it to winter before with one of these runs, so I am very curious myself. However, with that, despite the fact that the episode involved a lot of montages, I have been recording for 2.5 hours, so we're going to have to end this episode here. I hope you all have enjoyed this episode. If you have any suggestions for things for Aiden to do in the near or far future, please let me know. I have plans myself involving raiding some of the larger labs, perhaps checking out some of the unique sites to Cataclysm, and making sure that we finish all of the jobs for the Idzodi and the Hub 01. something that we'll probably begin working on again next episode now that we have some more powers and we've seen a drastic increase to Aiden's overall power. Doing some exploration will be nice because we'll be able to bring back some nails as well, and we have guaranteed a large amount of food and calories back here, so I'm not too worried about running out of food or preparations, so I feel fairly free in going out and adventuring again. Anyways, I hope you all have a fantastic night. If you have enjoyed the episode, please feel free to leave a comment below, like the video, and subscribe if you want to see more Cataclysm or hard video games. Goodbye.